Hello and welcome to TNWKS, the Now We Know show, the show where we discuss a topic of interest and by the end we will have learned something new and hopefully you will too. I'm Zach.
I'm Buzz.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Tina.
And today we are doing the Golden Mile from the World's End.
Yes, this is to celebrate several things. It's like our 1 year anniversary
Of the Now We Know show.
of the Now We Know show. And it's also the Royal Coronation today.
Yes, so at the moment...
In honour of Gary King.
Yeah, we're going. So we could go out with King Charles III, so
Yeah.
we're going out with Gary King
So at the moment we are standing outside the Tourist Information Centre
from
Yeah.
the film.
from the film.
Pretty early on in the film. Yeah,
Yes.
they first enter Newton Haven.
It's where they get the map from.
Yes.
So this is the Newton Haven Tourist Information.
Yes.
Which is now actually quite run down by the looks
Quite
of it, which
run
is a
down.
shame.
It's a shame.
But it's still here. It's still here.
We're going to take some photos en route anyway.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So guys, now I understand on the Golden Mile
Mhm.
we're meant to encompass 12 pubs. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, but 4 of those.
Are actually in Welling Garden City.
Yeah, so
Okay,
the film was filmed across Welling and Letchworth.
Yeah,
so
so-
we're currently in Letchworth. We can do the ones in Letchworth.
Okay,
basically.
we're doing Letchworth Garden City.
Yes.
And so the first 4 pubs were. Do you remember what they were?
So the 4 pubs that are in Welling Garden City are the First Post, the Old Familiar, the Famous Cock, and the Cross Hands.
Okay, and we're skipping those
We're
because.
skipping those because we're nowhere near them.
So the
Yeah.
first one we're going to head to is.
The Good Companions.
Also
Okay.
known as.
It's just a
just
a
a good
building.
It's just a good companion. We'll find out more when we get there.
The magic of
But in the
filmmaking.
meantime, I think we should.
Let's boo boo.
Let's boo boo.
Anyone want to do word of the week?
Oh yes,
Ooh.
word of the week.
Yes.
Word of the week. Word of the
Word
week.
Word
of the week. Word of the week.
Word of the
Okay, you
Word of
said.
the week on the road.
Okay, word of the week on the road, Jack. You already brought this up. It is
Um,
kind of connected to the movie. I'm not going to say anything more than that.
Yes.
The word of the week is.
Robot.
Say that again.
Robot.
Robot.
Word of the week.
Where does that come from?
Well,
Well,
we'll have to find out at the
we'll
end of the
have to
show.
find out.
Are we
End of
going
the
to
show.
remember?
Yes.
And find out its connection to the film itself.
Yeah, so
Right.
stay tuned. Try and decipher if we give you the answer at the end of
Let's
this.
boo boo to the
episode.
first pub. Let's go.
To the Good Companions. If you enjoy the Now We Know Show podcast, support Zak Wylde Productions on Patreon or join our members on YouTube for early access, ad-free content and exclusive episodes. So we are at pub number 1, or should I say pub number 5, The Good Companions.
The Good
Location number
Companions.
1.
Yeah, we're going to take a photograph of this.
Yes.
It's not an actual pub though, is it?
Unfortunately not.
So
No.
what we're going to do is we've brought supplies.
Yes, we have.
And we're going to have a drink outside and get photographical evidence.
Yes, we are going to complete the Golden Mile, hopefully.
So,
In our own way.
so to recap, we're doing the Golden Mile from the film The World's End,
Yep.
starring Simon Pegg.
Directed by
Yep.
Edgar Wright.
The third film in the Cornetto trilogy.
Yep.
And you had an interesting fact about this, didn't you, Jack?
I did, yes. So Edgar Wright actually scouted Letchworth and Welling Garden City, and they were the first 2 towns that they scouted, and it was perfect for the film, so they were the ones that they obviously eventually went with. It turns out that they found out later on that Letchworth was actually at one point a Quaker town.
What? Lots of porridge.
So it was basically dry, there were no pubs.
No, yeah, I know what you mean. So it's a dry town,
Dry town, but
and they're doing a movie about
ironically,
they're doing
the
a
film
movie
is about a pub crawl.
a pub crawl in a dry town. So,
That's
okay,
quite a
guys, so
little
this
factoid
is
for
this is
you.
our first one, The Good Companions. Let's have a drink.
I'll try and give you a
What?
fact each pub we go to.
Brilliant, thank you.
I wonder what's on tap here.
It's that point where you start recounting the same facts over and over again because you can't remember what you said
Yeah.
previously.
None of us know how this will end, but
Okay.
it will end
At the world's end.
I'm
Hopefully.
going to be the barman, so we'll catch up with you in a moment. And
Cheers.
cheers.
So we are now in the Trusty Servant.
AKA the three magnets.
which is also a Weatherspoons.
It is a Weatherspoons.
Oh,
that's
the
it.
Star
That's my
Buckets,
fact.
man.
That's
my
the,
fact of the-
that's the interesting fact about this pub. And we have eaten here and they do a good steak.
Yes.
And you can order from the table via your phone.
Oh,
Can
wow.
you?
It's like the future, yeah.
Wow, it's like being in Star Trek. Anyway, so we've got our second pint
This is our
Yeah.
second pint,
on the go.
and this is pub number 6.
Six in the
slash
film.
2.
Slash 2.
Let's just say 2, because then.
Okay.
And we got Tina here, who is kind of our
Chaperone.
chaperone. Well, you're the designated driver,
I
aren't
am
you?
indeed.
You're the one who's drinking rain. and your security as well.
Yes.
And you're kind of the stand-in. What's its sister?
Sam.
You're Sam.
Yes.
Whose sister is Sam?
Oliver's
sister.
sister.
Oh, yeah,
Oman's
Oman. Oman's sister. That's it.
Of course, I was next to Oman's sister in the next pub afterwards.
Yeah, well, we'll get to that bit. There's a tasty little factoid that's coming up later on in the show.
So many facts. We're
Yes,
bursting with facts.
because if you're unfamiliar with Buzz and Tina, they filmed in the World's End.
We're both in the World's End, exactly.
We are indeed, yes.
And we'll fill those facts in as we go.
Yes. On to the next one.
Okay,
Drink
cheers, drink up.
Let's boo boo.
Let's boo-boo to the next pub.
The next pub being the Two-Headed Dog.
On to the two-headed dog.
Okay, so this is pint number 3, pub number 3, the Two-Headed Dog.
Two-headed dogs. Cheers.
Also known as the platform.
Yeah, we're back on the pints again.
Yep,
You was a bit background noise on this one.
yep, bit of ambience. Good.
Well, it is the King's Coronation, so all the bunting's been flying at the pubs tonight. Everybody's in a really upbeat mood.
Yep.
As Jack just said, Liverpool's playing on the big flat screen, so he's positioned his chair so he can watch Liverpool through, you know. So where are we?
We're at the Two-Headed Dog, and that's pub number 7
On the Golden Mile.
on the Golden Mile.
movie.
But for us, it's pub number 3.
Pub number 3, pint number 3.
Yes.
Excellent. And at the last pub, Tina, who is playing Oman's sister, you're our stand-in Oman's sister. You actually were in the film, weren't you?
I was. I filmed at the Chiltern Open Air Museum, heading towards Pinewood area.
And so actually you're featured, or the part you filmed was in the pub that we're going to next.
It is indeed. It was a big dance scene.
And the pub we're going to next is the Mermaid, am I right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Which is actually the cinema.
Which is actually the cinema, so we'll get a photo outside the cinema. But that's why we're letting you fill us in at the Two-Headed Dog. Okay, so you went to Chiltern Open Air Museum.
Yes, I did indeed.
And that was so all the scene in the movie where they're all dressed as school children, aren't they?
They're dressed as schoolgirls.
Schoolgirls, yeah. Well, not all of them.
I think it's supposed to be a school disco theme, isn't it?
School disco
I
theme.
believe so.
Actually, that's where we get the marmalade sandwich.
It is indeed.
The marmalade
It's
There
sandwich.
did actually used to be a school disco poster in the cinema as well for a long time,
Yeah,
signed by the cast and crew.
right.
Oh, brilliant.
So
Maybe we'll have to take a brief look inside to see if it's still there.
yeah, when we get
It's the refurbishment.
Oh, shucks.
okay, so you were filming that, and were you filming with the main cast?
The main cast, I have to say that the supporting artists were particularly noisy on that particular shoot. I think there was a lot of new people who weren't perhaps as experienced as
What you
other
are.
people.
Yeah, well, you've been
So they were
supporting
very,
artists
very, very
for
noisy.
years, haven't you? Yeah.
Very, very
What was
noisy.
it like on set? Because it was very much a kind of like party vibe going on.
It was a party vibe actually on set.
Because I remember you saying to me at the time that you had to learn a particular a bit of music they were playing.
Yes, there was a particular bit of music.
Can you remember what that was? Wasn't it Kylie Minogue?
It was a Kylie Minogue.
Could any of you guys remember what that was?
Da, 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 no.
All I can remember is the da 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 da
To the last whiskey barrel.
Yeah,
That's
that
it.
one.
No, that's not Kylie Minogue.
No,
I don't think so.
it's not
There's
that
Stone
one.
Roses on that soundtrack as well.
I've lost the tune now.
Soup Dragons.
Soup Dragons.
As in
lost
the
the tune
clangers.
No.
No.
But,
So
no, lovely cast and crew.
yeah, and you had a good time filming on that.
It was great fun. I think we wrapped about 8:20 that night, and then I had to go
So-
and do a mad dive to do a 4 o'clock shoot at Longcross.
Right.
Was that for a different movie?
Yeah,
And what movie was that?
I think it might have been one of the Thor movies. I
that'd
believe.
be-
Oh, that would be Thor.
Thor
the
2.
Dark
I
World.
think I was
Dark World.
a Valkyrie in that
You were a
one.
Valkyrie, yes.
Yeah.
And you actually got poor old Chris Hemsworth tangled up in your Valkyrie dress, if I remember.
That's how the story goes.
That's how
anyway.
the story goes. Yeah.
Very nice,
That sounds a bit dodgy to me.
very nice
It's very
gentleman.
good because you can actually see you inside of the frame.
Yeah, 'cause
on
you're-
that shot.
'Cause
Yes.
What's the shot? What happened?
You're at a funeral, aren't you?
What with the
Thor.
with the Thor,
Yeah.
the Thor movie? It was a funeral scene.
I was Thor's mum died, didn't she?
Thor's mum died, and I actually had to step in for Natalie Portman
As a
for
stand-in.
for the
Procession?
for
No, it's
for the funeral scene,
Yeah.
and I must say it was really eerie and quite disturbing having all of the supporting artists looking at you with giving you the real serious evils.
What, because you're basically standing for Natalie Portman.
I'm really
Because
And-
it's
and-
meant to be Natalie
and they're-
Portman who's
Yeah, they're
fault.
acting towards you. Yes.
How on
Exactly.
earth did this come onto
I may have
Thor
I
2?
might have a fact for everyone.
Oh, we
Oh,
got-
a
I'm
fact.
going to go for my first wee of the day.
Oh no!
So it's two and a bit pints down. Okay, thanks for jumping in with that one, Jack.
I can think of another fact.
But so you've got like a tenuous connection between this movie then, because you had to dive off and do a Marvel movie afterwards.
Within hours.
Within an
Within
hour.
hours. So I think it was an 8:20 wrap
My
and a 4 o'clock start time
right.
at Longcross.
Because I've met Chris Hemsworth on a film with myself, which was In the Heart of the Sea, if anybody's seen that.
I have.
And in fact, Tina, you worked on that one as well.
I
didn't
worked
you?
on that one as well.
Because you were the other side of the set from where I was.
I
Because
was
we were meant
indeed.
to be, we were at the port in Nantucket. Get my teeth in.
Nantucket.
And I was seeing him off onto the whaling ship at the time. Featured role as an actor. Unfortunately, my scene got cut. It still exists on the extras, special
scenes,
behind the scenes, but unfortunately, there's no actual
No,
audio on it.
audio.
What did you have to say?
But what I have to say, well, if I set this on, we're going a bit off tangent
It's
because
fine, we're
we're on the
drinking,
Golden
it's fine.
Mile. But when Chris Hemsworth, the scene is he's been drinking all night with his chief harpoonist, if that's what you call it, harpooner.
Yeah.
That's and so we've all been drinking, and there's me and this other chap there, and we're like their friends, and he's got his woman, his girlfriend. This is the harpoon guy. He's got his actress there who's playing his girlfriend, and we're all sort of we've been drinking all night, and we come down to the quayside early in the morning to see them off onto the boat. And as they're going, I have to shout out, what was it?
I remember.
Yes, it. Hang on, let me remember.
Go on.
Greasy luck, Mr.
Chapel.
Chapel. That's it. It's really annoying because
You know what I mean?
yeah. So that's it. Right, I've got to focus now. I've got to get into the part. I've got to
Channel the character.
That's it. Greasy luck, Mr. Chapel. You know what I mean?
Brilliant.
Because Greasy Luck was all about, they're getting whale oil, but it's meant to be if they meet up with any of the native local ladies.
Oh,
Greasy Luck.
right,
It's
okay.
meant, and then at that point, his girlfriend sort of like slams into him and starts shoving him around. So don't you dare go. If I hear you've been with any of them local women, blah blah.
Oh, Jack's coming back.
Yeah, but anyway.
We know what you do.
The fact is, the other factor on that film, I was also a dog handler.
Yeah.
So, Chris Hemsworth, immediately, whenever you're out with a dog, the talent always come over. So Chris Hemsworth came over to me and was making a big fuss of the dog I was handling at the time, which was called Ripley,
Oh.
which is a
Cool
tenuous
name.
connection to aliens.
Wow. Who would have known that Chris Hemsworth would have anything to do with the Golden Mile in the World's
Is it,
End?
is it Hemingsworth or
That's
Hemsworth?
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth.
We'll just call him Thor, okay?
Thor,
We'll
yes.
call him Thor.
By
So-
the way, I've returned from
From having a...
yeah.
Did you...
toilet review.
yeah.
Did you
toilet
punch a wall? Did you have an
was-
altercation with some youths?
Yeah, did you...
Covered in ink.
Did
Got
you...
ink on it.
Yeah, have you been turned into a blank?
Have you found a blank?
Look, he's got a
I have.
he's got a 6 on his head now.
Oh no. World's smallest toilet cubicle. That's what I was saying.
Yeah, yeah.
It was tiny.
I did previously visit that one, and
Oh, right.
it was an interesting.
So
You
you,
have to almost sit on the toilet.
I
just to
feel
get out.
I feel left out now.
I'm gonna try the toilet.
I'm gonna have to go and siphon the python before we move on to the mermaid.
It,
Third-
it
third
sounds
time
like
lucky, eh?
your shoulders would be too wide.
Oh man, it's where I call for help because I'm stuck in the toilet cubicle.
Yeah, no, I don't think you'll be able to get out.
It's engaged.
Oh man.
You've got to work out the little lock thing.
Okay.
It's very small.
So there we are. We got a bit of fact that Tina was in the World's End dressed as a schoolgirl.
Yes.
In fact, I think somewhere around I have a photograph of you in your schoolgirl outfit.
Ooh,
Okay.
Which is
okay.
which is what every husband wants.
I didn't know what it was that kind of podcast.
Booyah! Oh yeah,
Did you
cheers to
mention-
that.
Did you mention the fact of obviously this is the platform,
yeah.
Yeah,
The
so
platform,
this-
known as the platform
this
because
is-
it's right next to the station.
So
which is also a pub.
The hole in
but
the wall.
We'll
is this
get
another
that
one of
far.
your facts?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay, so
kind of a
we,
fact.
we are literally
My main fact was that I
the
need
train
to
station is the other side of the crossing from
Yeah.
where we're sitting
We're
at
a
the moment.
stone's throw from another pub.
Yeah.
But we've got a few to get through before we visit there.
Yeah, so we're at the two-headed dog, but this pub is
Yeah.
called the Platform.
Two-headed dog because that's where the twins attacked them, isn't it?
Ah.
Yes.
Oh, right. So,
So all the
at this
names-
point in the movie, that's where they go out into the pub garden,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they get attacked by the twins.
Yes.
So all the
Two
names-
heads, four legs. Because
Ah.
that's
All the names of the,
that's-
names
that's
of the
cool.
pubs basically tell you what's going to happen in
Yeah.
these pubs.
Oh, right. So, okay, can we backtrack then? So when we have the
First post is obviously
the good companions,
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
them getting together, and was that just them
that
being...
was the
that was
two-
pub number 5.
Okay,
that was the guys and the Reverend Green.
right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they meet the good companions.
Yes.
I know there was the.
The
Okay.
King's Head is where they meet Piers Brosnan.
Okay.
No,
I think
that's the Beehive.
The Beehive, yeah.
Okay, we haven't got that far yet.
No, hang on,
The Beehive
We're
is
skipping.
after the Mermaid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we were just at
What
before
happened
we.
in the Trusty servant?
I was going to say we were at the Trusty Servant before we came to the two-headed dog.
Yeah.
So what happened in the Trusty Servant?
I mean, they're all named.
That's going in. That's going in the podcast.
Sorry, guys. It's the point number 3.
Yeah.
It's very hard to recount this.
They're all named after what happened. It's similar to in Shaun of the Dead, at the beginning of Shaun of the Dead. While they're in the Winchester, he jokes about what they're going to do for the rest of the night, and then that transpires as being the rest of the film.
Yeah.
He basically explains the plot of the film before the film even happens.
So when in Shaun of the Dead, is there
Yeah.
any reason why they meet like their matching group? There's another group
Yeah.
because doesn't the fence fall down or something? And there's another group that
Well, they're
looking.
sneaking to try and get to the Winchester,
And
they
they meet another
Sean's
group.
friend who's got the golf club.
Yeah, and they meet, and they're basically a
A mirror version.
image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
Matt
that
Lucas is one of them.
has they got anything to do
Yeah,
with?
yeah.
Is there any reason for that exactly?
It's just a visual joke.
It's just
funny.
a visual joke.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I
And
noticed.
only one of them survived. It's just the girl.
Because is it not that in this movie, The World's End, at one point he runs to jump over a fence and the fence collapses?
That's a recurring joke throughout.
And that keeps going through
Yeah.
all the movies.
That's
in Shaun
after
of
the
the-
King's Head, I
In
think.
Shaun of the Dead, the fence collapses.
Yeah.
In Hot Fuzz, he does loads of flips over
Over the fence,
and then
yes.
Nick Frost's character runs through it,
And
and
they,
in this one, the whole fence collapses. Before it's
yeah, I was going to say there was a connection there.
And Mary, who is the first zombie they encounter in Shaun of the Dead, is at the AA meeting at the beginning of World's End.
Oh yeah.
Ah, well, yeah, interesting enough. I'm going to jump forward. I'm not going to say too much, but I filmed on this film as well.
Oh, okay.
So,
Spoilers.
yeah, spoilers. So I filmed on The World's End.
Is that a little teaser
And-
for later on?
Yeah, little teaser. And when I
God
was
knows what position we'll be in when we get to the World's End.
when I was on filming for that, do you remember the two men that are twins?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're in Shaun of the
Yeah.
Dead.
And also they're in The World's End.
And Hot Fuzz. They're in Hot
And
Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz,
They're the
and-
butchers.
They come from the Isle of Wight,
All right.
and they call them up every time they did one of those movies. They'd call them up, and I can't remember in the movie what they've got written on their heads.
Oh,
This Hugh man.
Hugh Man.
but the
Yeah.
original.
The
was-
original. Oh, I'm trying to remember.
I remember.
Did you what was on their heads?
Love and Hate.
That's it. It was Love and Hate.
Okay.
So they had it tattooed on their foreheads, Love and Hate, and then they switched it to Hugh Man.
Right. Okay.
But I was having a chat with them offset, and they were a real nice couple of twins.
Do you know why they changed it?
They're
I
like-
don't.
they're
I
like
don't.
in-
What I can say, and I'm going to come back to this later on,
Yeah.
is that I went to film the sequence that I filmed. Okay, being a little bit cryptic about this.
Yeah.
But the sequence that I filmed, we spent a few days. I think it was about 2 or 3 days filming that sequence. And then they decided that they wanted to get Simon Pegg to say more words or change the words that he was saying.
Yeah.
And so I actually had to go back and refilm pretty much the whole scene again, very, very, very fast on one day,
Wow.
just so they could change what he said.
Okay.
And
but we'll get to that.
I think it was because
We'll
they
get to
did the change.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
Do you remember what they said the first time?
What Simon Pegg said?
What they changed?
I think what they changed is they just gave him a little bit more to say. But like with all sequences in films, when you film a scene, the scene that I filmed ended up being cut a little bit short.
Yeah.
We did more because it's always best to film more, and then you've got a little bit to play with.
Yeah.
So I think they just literally added in a few extra words. Anyway, we'll come to that later.
Yeah.
Dun, dun, dun.
What do you
Pub
think of
number
that
2.
character over there?
Are we starting to now? We're on what pub? We're pub number 7. So
Pub number 7.
At this point in the
pub
movie,
number 3 for us.
So at this point in the movie, would we start looking for
Yes.
blanks?
Yeah. They start noticing the good companions.
Right,
So we're in it now.
So
We're in the thick of it.
So which pub is it that Gary King has the altercation in the toilets?
That was before this one,
It's the
wasn't it?
cross hands.
Yes, cross
It's
hands.
because the cross hands because they end up fighting.
Yeah.
Right. So
And then they go to the
And she
good
gives
companions.
Rosalind Pike gives him a slap round the face.
I think that's
doesn't she?
earlier.
The cross hands is
earlier.
interesting because you only see like one shot of the
I think
outside.
that's the old familiar.
You only see one shot of the outside, and the rest is all the interior shots.
Yeah.
So when we were doing our research for this podcast, we don't actually know where the cross hands was.
Right.
It was actually in Welling. I did find out.
Okay,
did find out.
so we can't be that one.
Okay. So
Pub number 4, that one.
pub number 4. Right. Well, let's drink up.
What do we think of the first 2 pubs, by the way?
Oh, we're
first
doing a
one.
pub review
Or the
now.
first 3 pubs?
First 3 pubs. Well,
Well, the first one, it wasn't a pub. So.
first one wasn't a pub. In fact, I know that building from years back. It used to be a computer shop. And then it's Weatherspoons, and then it's this one, who had probably the biggest barman I've seen in ages.
Yeah.
You know,
It's probably got the best atmosphere. This
You know.
and they're playing the football, so it
you
gets
know,
extra points.
yeah,
for me.
the platform's not bad, or should I say, the 2-headed.
What do we think of the pints? Because there've been different branded pints going
Well, I've got to
all
say,
the way round.
I've got to say, I'm a cider man,
Yeah.
and this is Aspel's.
I'm going true to the movie.
But
and
Zach,
going beer.
Zach, what about you?
Personal preference, because we've had 3 different branded ciders so far, I would say that I'm liking this Aspel.
Yay!
I'm liking this Aspel. It's really nice.
Are you on Heineken, are you?
I'm on a Heineken now. I've actually visited the Heineken Museum
We went to the Heineken.
in Amsterdam.
Oh wow.
They when I went to Amsterdam, do you remember, Tina? They
I
said
do
that when they do Heineken, they use pure spring water for making the Heineken, but they use the canal water for the export market.
Oh dear.
So
It still tastes nice.
actually, that reminds me. There's a question I want to bring up to you guys.
Oh yeah.
I haven't been out for years doing a pub crawl, but I'm an old hand at doing a pub
This
crawl.
is my first
We're
pub
very early
crawl
on
ever.
as well. We're very early on in the pub.
So have you ever been on a pub crawl?
I can't say I have, especially not the length that we're doing today. It's probably the longest at least.
Yeah. Well, we love films, so it makes sense to do this one.
And it is really cool actually to see, because we watched the film quite recently before we did research for the podcast. It is really cool to see the locations of the film.
Yeah, so you're mixing your love for films
Yeah.
with beer and cider.
Yeah, perfect.
Perfect. I'll say cheers to that.
Perfect night out.
And on that, we shall move on to the Mermaid.
Let's boo boo.
Yay!
Okay, we're at pub number 8 in the movie.
And
but-
pub number 4 for us.
In
and-
reality.
And reality, and the pub is the Mermaid,
Mermaid.
not the Dolphin.
Not the dolphin.
But
as stated earlier.
As I called it earlier.
In
our
actuality,
confusion.
it is actually the Broadway cinema.
The Broadway
Broadway
cinema.
cinema. A cinema I've-
Syllable?
Visit a cinema I visit regularly.
Yes.
Yes.
We all kind of visit this place regularly-ish.
It's a good
Yeah, it's a fantastic cinema.
It's fantastic. If you ever go to Letchworth Garden City, you must go to the Broadway cinema.
And I believe was the interior used as well as the exterior?
No,
No.
that was where I was. So it's in the
so-
Chiltern Open Air Museum.
Right, so they use the exterior of this
Yeah.
pub in the
Oh,
movie.
We are standing exactly at the exit.
There
where-
is a scene happening right
yeah,
where
right
we're standing.
standing.
Yeah.
Oman comes out, and
Yeah.
that's where they meet Oman.
We just recorded the bit where I jumped over the,
Well, not you. Gary jumps.
Gary
over.
jumps
Gary
over the
King
thing.
jumps
He's a
over the
persona.
thing.
and then I jumped over the thing, and
Yes.
you'll see that short up on
Yes.
YouTube.
Yes.
And we
somewhere.
we've funnily enough met Mad Basil in there.
We
as well.
did. On the way here, we met Mad Basil.
Yes.
And we're being polite, okay? Mad Basil is our good friend John Cooper.
Hey!
We know that Mad Basil is in there at this very moment watching the new Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
With a bottle of wine.
That's why we're calling him Mad Basil, because Mad Basil in the movie is notorious for making sure that he doesn't leave his DNA anywhere.
'Cause that's how the blanks get you.
And he drinks out of a
Crazy straw.
Crazy straw.
Not so crazy now, is it?
you know, so and we saw obviously John carrying his own bottle of wine. Okay, so he's probably lurking around in the cloakroom like Mad Basil.
And we should mention that in the movie they actually walk down this street that we're in, and they end up at the Beehive.
Yep,
I
that's
believe,
it.
Which is
the next pub we're heading to.
Well, they have a
so-
big punch up.
Okay, and
Oh.
we've literally, because this isn't a pub, it's a cinema.
Yes.
We've had a drink already outside.
Yeah,
Yep.
you can get beer in the pub though. In the
In the pub.
in the cinema.
Yeah, you
In
can.
the Cinepub. In the
The
Cinepub.
Cinepub does have its own bar,
we would have to buy
but
a
you have
cinema
to
ticket.
buy a ticket to
And
go
we're
watch
on a
movie.
tight schedule, okay?
Okay, so
Yeah.
we can't stop and watch a movie,
Ah.
so we can go to the bar.
Although Guardians of the Galaxy soon will be very good.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we all want to watch that one.
Or what's that?
Absolutely.
Maybe the next
Another
podcast.
little factoid, I was in the original Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, you were.
I
That was
was.
on the TV last night.
It was, I was in the kiln.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
I was
Coincidences.
I was outside Gamora's cell,
Ooh,
looking at
is that
her.
what they call it?
Yeah, looking at her through the window.
How many movies are we going to bring up in this podcast?
before we move off and show the sequence where for the first moment in the movie you see Drax the Destroyer.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we should say at this point, is it Martin Freeman's character?
He was in
Oliver?
Guardians of the
Oliver,
Galaxy.
yeah.
Yeah, he comes out.
Oh, man.
And that's where they kind of figure out that he's.
They start
blank.
realizing they're like,
Yeah.
I like the new you.
Well,
That's
at this
right.
point in the pub crawl, he actually drops out, doesn't he? In the
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
prologue.
Yeah.
And this when he comes out. For those that are very keen spotters, you notice he's got his birthmark back.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a clue that he might be a blank.
Oh, I really want to watch this movie again.
Yeah, we watched
It's
it the other
amazing.
day.
We're doing it. We're in the
actually
movie.
doing it.
We're reliving the
we
movie.
are standing on the actual.
Literally on the site.
Oh,
Right. Well, we've had our fourth beer
Yes.
here now.
This is pub number
4 for us.
4 for us, but number 8.
Number 8 in the movie.
Yeah.
So we're going to go to number 9.
It's the
A
Beehive.
stone's throw away, the
go.
Beehive.
Should we go?
Are you
Yeah.
gonna Yogi?
Let's. Yogi? Did you just say Yogi?
There's Yogi
Well,
there.
well,
Yeah,
you
that's
got to
right.
remember
She's
where
correct.
it came
She's correct.
from.
Okay, where did it come from?
Okay,
It comes
so,
from A Midsummer's Dream.
or Winter's
A Mids-
Tale.
Get it right.
Get it right.
And you told me off for calling this pub the Dolphin.
What's the one I'm thinking of? A Midsummer Night's Tale.
Midsummer Night's Dream.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which, funny enough,
Nice.
Zach did on stage.
It's from A Winter's Tale.
From Winter's
Right,
Tale.
okay.
Yeah,
So
or
you
can see
Winter's
where my
Tale.
confusion
Yeah.
was.
Was it stage
So
left?
it's like exit pursued by bear.
Exit
Then it
pursued by
became
bear.
exit pursued by Yogi Bear.
Bear.
And then it was
a
like
Yogi and Boo Boo.
Yogi and Boo Boo.
And then we just
Let's
said,
just Boo Boo.
let's Boo Boo.
So let's Boo Boo.
Let's Boo Boo, yeah.
All
sure.
together.
Drink up, let's Boo Boo.
Let's Boo
Let's
Boo.
boo boo.
Let's Boo Boo.
So you're saying we should go.
To the Beehive.
To the Beehive.
Yeah.
Okay, we have now arrived at what was the Beehive.
The Beehive.
Yes, which is
Which-
now actually a gym.
It's a gym, but at the time it was a Thai restaurant.
Yes.
Right, so it's
And-
changed a few times.
And they've
since then.
changed the
So
frontage.
in
of
the
it.
movie, this was pub number 9, where Andy kind of goes and has a big punch up with all the blanks.
This is where they meet Piers Brosnan.
Yes, correct.
Yes.
Yeah, we've just met some blanks.
We met Piers Brosnan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We just got photographed with some blanks.
You look
This
like
is
Piers Brosnan.
actually where we find out what robot means.
Ah.
Ah, would you like to do the word of the week?
No.
Like, mid
Well,
Well,
of the
the
I'm
end?
going to wait for the word of the week
Tradition.
to the end.
Now,
Okay.
now we know show
We've
tradition.
we've had several pints,
Yeah,
but we've
we-
got to
we-
remember to do the word of the week
We've
at the end of the
literally
podcast.
just had a pint outside the Beehive
Yes.
while making friends with some blanks.
Yes.
Okay, so no Pierce Brosnan here at the moment.
I mean, we kind of met him. I'd say we met him.
Yeah.
I don't think I've done a movie with Pierce Brosnan.
Well,
as yet.
yes, you have. You've been in the World's End.
Oh, but not in a scene with him.
Oh, okay.
Not a scene with him.
Okay.
Okay,
But
so
But the stunt guy who was in that fight sequence who was
Come on.
what's his name?
Damien Walters.
Damien Walters.
Boom.
He did the fight sequence in the Beehive.
Yeah.
And he's in the sequence. In fact, I'm standing next to him at the bar in the sequence that I did with Damien.
Yes.
And I had a good chat with him
But-
about you.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
but we haven't got that far
Sorry,
yet.
sorry. I can see at this present moment that Jack is starting to jiggle on the spot.
I'm doing the pee-pee dance.
The pee-pee dance. So we need to not boo-boo, but we need to
Drink up, let's wee-wee.
let's wee-wee. We're gonna wee-wee off to
The King's Head,
the King's Head,
which is also known as
the Arena Tavern.
the Arena Tavern.
Let's wee-wee. Yeah, okay, so we have now arrived at
The King's Head.
the King's Head,
Also
which
known
is
as the
the
Tavern.
Arena Tavern.
Yes, which in the movie is pub number 10.
However, it is the Coronation, and we are with Gary King, so let's just try this out. We're going to do a test.
Go on, do it.
Okay, here we go. God save the King!
God save the king!
Nothing. Try again. God save the King!
God save the King! Or say 50% success.
Oh, well.
Almost fell over there.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Anyway, so
yes.
here we are, the Arena Tavern. Yes. The Arena Tavern in the movie, they come into the Arena Tavern and it's empty because they're hiding.
Yes.
And they go out the back of the Arena Tavern to head
To the beast.
to the Beast. Now, the Arena Tavern has a little kind of factoid here. There is an Easter egg in it, okay, because there is a bench that is covered in brown leather hide that is just before the door where they escape through the back.
Yeah.
And I reupholstered that
And it's in the movie.
many years ago. I did the upholstery on it, and it's in the movie.
And it's still there.
And it's still there. We just took a photograph of us with it. So there you go. Good old Arena Tavern.
Huzzah.
Huzzah!
Brilliant. So how many pubs in is this for us? We've forgotten.
Servant.
Let's list them out. We've done the Good Companions, the Trusty Servant,
The
the Two-Headed Dog,
the
Mermaid, the Beehive, and the
the
King's
King's
Head.
Head.
That's-
And the King's Head was a wee break.
Yeah, so that,
Hey, we all.
that's number 6 for us,
more
but
relaxed.
number 10 in the movie.
Number
Huzzah.
6. Huzzah. And we've got a window seat, haven't we?
Yeah, it's really cool.
This is brilliant.
Really
see,
cool.
yeah. I used to walk past here a lot when I was working in Letchworth.
You used to work in Letchworth.
I used to work in Letchworth. I walk past here every day.
Are you
I've never actually been in here.
Is this your first time in the Arena Tavern?
First time inside, yeah.
This is the first time, I think this is the first time we've ever drunk in the Arena
I
Tavern.
believe so.
Because the landlord that used to own the Arena Tavern, that I did the work for doing the bench,
Right.
also used to own a pub in Biggleswade. Do you remember that one?
Oh, yes,
Oh,
you
yeah, we had a
did.
benching up in Biggleswade. Yay! We got
Special guest.
A patron has come in as well.
I haven't got anything for me.
What's your name, sir?
Martin.
Martin.
Hi, Martin.
I've got to ask Martin a question. Are you a blank or a human?
I'm human.
He's human! Yay!
Well done.
That's
Well
good
done.
start.
Passed the test.
Well done.
Well done, Martin.
Well done,
Thank you
Martin.
very much. Have a good evening.
And you,
You too.
you take it easy, my friend.
Get in the force and I'll take a photograph of you.
Okay. I'll give you the camera.
Get the photo device out.
Let's hope he doesn't run off with the camera.
I'm
Okay.
not sure we're in any position to run after him.
Okay, it's just that white one.
Yeah, I know. Come in.
I've got to sit on Gary's knee.
Squeeze it.
Squeeze it. I need you all in. Get a bit closer.
Oh, you're really heavy.
I am. I play the part of Andy. There you go. Excellent. Woo!
Hey.
Thank you, Martin.
Have a great evening, right?
Thank you very much, Martin.
Take care.
You're amazing.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're amazing. Thank you, my friend.
Have a good evening.
Good bite sound.
Yeah.
Biker.
Okay, you take it. You didn't need that toe, did you?
Oh.
No, I didn't get it. Fuck me.
What a soulful moment between
Coronation.
Buzz and Martin.
I'm gonna warm line.
He's now hobbling off because I stood on his toe.
Oh dear. I mean, I did spill.
I am playing the part of Andy,
Yeah.
who is the very large rugby player.
I did unfortunately
Ex-rugby player.
spill some cider into your pocket
Yeah, I do
earlier.
seem to have some extra cider in my pocket for later. Just as well banknotes these days are plastic.
Yeah, so this is the point in the movie.
Does that mean I'm Paddy Considine's character?
Yeah, you're Steve.
Okay.
Steve.
Well, the only three that make it to the
Unless
end.
you want to be Peter.
We're the only three that make it to the end.
Yeah,
Oh, there you go. We made
Peter gets mulched,
And Paddy Considine, incidentally, was in House of the Dragon,
which we're also in.
which we were also in.
All four of us.
Hang on. Tenuous link. Paddy Constantine was also in The Girl with All the Gifts,
Which we're
all
also in.
three of us were in.
That's
We were zombies.
Hey! How many movies can we fit into this podcast?
Yay!
Yeah!
House of the all four of us House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
And three of us are zombies.
Brilliant.
That was your first day after finishing school.
Yeah.
The girl with all the
It's
dicks.
just been downhill since then.
Now you're sitting in a pub with what looks like a haggis.
A haggis on the
Or a tribble. That's it, you got a furry tribble in your hand.
Yeah. That's it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay, we're gonna grab the chink.
Cheers the microphone.
We're
Oh,
at the King's Head. We made it to the King's Head.
Pub number 10. Who's got the map? Who's got the map?
I don't know.
Need to put an X on it.
Going on this.
I've got a pocket full of cider.
After this, it's the hole in the wall. It's pub number 11.
That's what we needed earlier.
Yeah. So this is the point in the movie where they're being pursued by the blanks.
Yes, right. And there's also that kind of robot.
The robot thing.
Is it a robot?
I think they refer to it as modern art.
Modern art.
Yeah. We got to get a
Which
picture by
doesn't
the.
actually exist in. Oh, look through the window.
It's a blank.
It's a blank.
Help us now.
You're being watched, mate.
We're getting some weird looks.
There's a blank with a fag. And for those American people, that's a cigarette. Okay. Don't make that mistake. When I went to the States for the first time, and I was asked where my friend was, I said he was outside having a fag.
Oh dear.
And they looked at
dear.
me very, very quizzically, and I had to explain I meant a cigarette.
Right. Okay.
What's that thing in the windows?
What thing in the window?
What's that?
Yeah.
This Ripley thing.
Yeah.
It's a Ripley porthole. Right?
It's a Ripley. It's just
Put
a.
a bullet hole.
I don't know.
Well, I think that's the style of
It's
it.
like a style of window.
There is a reason for it, though, isn't there? I don't know. That's what I was
I
asking.
thought this was going to be your fact of the pub.
What is your fact of this pub?
This was. I walked past here every day when I came home from work.
There's a fact for you.
For you. And I did the upholstery on a bench.
Yeah.
Hey.
And it's very hard getting up the
And
stairs.
now we've got a friend called Martin.
And the,
Yeah.
the Wi-Fi password is tavern2022.
There we go.
Here's the
Brilliant.
fact. If you're ever in Letchworth, park outside the Arena Tavern. You now know what the Wi-Fi passcode is.
We need to hide between the cars in the car park.
Yeah, we shall do that
We need
next.
to get a picture.
So, we're at the King's Head.
Yep.
What's the next one? Hole in the wall?
Hole in the wall.
Right. So let's...
We
down-
need to get in the beast and drive a hole in the wall.
Okay. Ergo,
The hole in the wall.
hole in the wall. See, as Jack said, it's all in the names of the pubs.
We're almost there. We're almost at the world's
Right,
end.
let's have a toast and let's crack on with this escapade. To the Golden Mile.
To the Golden Mile. And the King and the Now We Know Show podcast for a year. Woohoo! Here's the next year.
King Gary.
King Gay.
That's because some prat scratched out the R.
Okay, let's boo-boo.
Oh, that's the thing. We didn't mention the smokehouse, did we?
Oh yes,
That was after the Beehive.
After the Beehive, it's the Smokehouse, which is in Letchworth Garden City.
Yeah, that's the Bowls Club, but they don't have a pint there.
They run down there, and that's where Gary headbutts the post several times.
That's it.
To
That's
prove
it.
that he's not a blank.
Yeah.
There you go.
They show scars to each other,
Yes.
don't they?
Anyway, there we go.
We're going to run down the straight bit next.
Time to finish these pints and boo-boo off to the hole in the wall.
Hey!
Yes, okay.
Okay,
Okay,
can
we're
you hear
back.
us all?
We're back, and
back.
we are at pub number 11.
11 in the movie, 7 for us.
Also known as the Hole in the Wall. It's
Which
actually
is
a train station, funnily enough.
Garden City train station.
A train
Yeah.
station
Where-
which you can actually get to. You can get to Stevenage. You can get to Hitchin.
You can get to many places
You can
from,
get to
from,
Brighton,
from a train
Gatwick.
station.
Yes, we are at 7 pints.
What's
Yeah.
this one called? Hole in the Wall.
The
Hole in the wall.
because he drives
Because he
the
drives-
beast through the wall.
Through the hole, and he makes a hole
No,
in the
he
wall.
does drive it through the hole. He drives it through the wall and makes a hole.
Also, Gary King jumps out of a window.
Yeah.
Which makes a hole in the wall.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
it's a window. Is a window a hole in the wall?
Maybe it's a window.
No, that's a hole. It's a window.
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 Does it have a lint?
Let's have a lint.
Window.
Right, we're starting to get slightly darker now. It's starting to get sort of the dusk.
Yes.
Is that the right word?
We started off early-ish.
We did in the daylight.
About-
It stopped raining.
About 5:30
Stopped raining.
after the King's Coronation.
Yeah.
So we're still
Yeah.
enjoying the festivities,
Yeah.
as you probably noticed
Yeah.
from the last pub.
Yep.
Yeah, with
tavern.
Martin.
We did
Good old Martin.
We had a little run as well down the main sort of
Yes.
Well, that's just
area.
that's
in the
guaranteed. You have
movie,
to do
in the
that.
movie, they get chased by the blanks
from the
And then they
from the-
punch a policeman.
from the King's Head,
But he's a blank too.
and they get chased by the
model.
the modern
Yeah.
art,
Yeah.
which is a robot.
And we actually
Yeah.
did that run.
Yes, we
Yeah.
did that. one.
Probably going to regret that, but yeah, we did
Oh
it.
no, that was a highlight for me. That was a
Yeah,
highlight
it
for me.
did get the blood pumping.
Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we're at the train station, which
Probably
is
the loudest people here. It's very
probably
quiet.
lots of taxis.
Yeah.
Not a lot other going on. We've had a drink here.
We have.
Yeah, we've
yes.
had our final sort of what we'd call it, like a free pint.
a faux pint.
A faux pint in a
pint.
a faux, but it's not a faux pint. We've had a pint in a faux pub.
Yes, there we go.
It's a faux pub.
Pub.
Is somebody having an argument over
I
there?
think. Hold on.
A flub.
We need to get some commentary on this argument that's happening.
Is it having a
Oh,
punch
okay.
up?
So we may have
Saturday
some
night.
disturbance happening around the entrance of the train station.
Oh my god.
It sounds like a female voice that's shouting. We can't actually see anything yet, but we will keep you posted if we see any punch-ups.
Or buttocks.
Any buttocks, that would be a highlight as well. Everyone seems to have turned towards
You've
the...
suddenly turned into a BBC
everyone,
commentator.
everyone seems to have turned towards the commotion that seems to be happening.
Are they
although
full of blue stuff?
they are. I don't think they are.
Are they blanks?
Are they Lego people?
Maybe we might see a sort of punch-up. Maybe there seems to be
I think it's calmed down now.
a group of youths actually
blanks.
entering the train station right now.
They're blanks.
They are blanks, possibly.
Actually, they're walking this way.
It could be blank.
They're actually they're exiting. They're actually walking this way, which may be quite concerning for us.
Maybe
as
we
a
can
party.
invite them into the podcast.
Maybe we could. Maybe that might backfire quite badly.
I think, guys, we're at pub.
We're at
number 11,
pub number 11.
which is the
Slash
hole in the
7.
wall.
Hole in the wall.
Yeah, hole in the
We've
wall.
got to move.
We've got to
You
move.
can hear 'em again.
Oh, okay. Oh wow, there seems to be a flying kick. A flying
God,
kick.
no!
Oh my god, flying kick.
Is it moving?
He's been hit.
Oh my god!
He's been hit. Oh, he's punched down.
amazing.
He's been hit by a flying kick. Oh, and he's been. Oh. Whoa.
That was amazing.
Incredible. Incredible takedown there. Incredible takedown. That's one for the highlight reel. That's one for the highlight reel.
Flying kick.
That is one for the highlight reel. Absolutely. Oh, and there's a few punches, a few jabs, and a hook. Oh, I've seen a few jabs. Oh, okay. He seems to be on the ropes. He's on the ropes. And the second one enters the ring. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. A second one enters the ring. This is just absolute carnage. Absolute carnage. We're gonna try and keep. We're gonna try and keep you. Keep the highlights going. Oh, he's going for a takedown. He's going for a takedown. There's the second one. That's the second one taking the. Oh, okay. Okay. It seems to have died down. Okay. They seem to be.
Okay, they're looking like they're friends now.
Okay, it seems to be okay. We might have a winner. We may have a winner, or possibly a draw. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done. That was amazing.
There.
Well done.
Well done for the flying
Encore. Is that a word? Yeah.
Impeccable.
kick. Impeccable technique there.
Yeah. Brilliant. It's fantastic.
We've got to admire the technique on that one. The post-match sort of highlights.
Saturday night in Letchworth, I see a flying kick delivered that way.
Unbelievable. He connected really well to the sort of midriff of the body. Really took the air out of him.
Took him straight down.
It took the wind out of him, and then I think from there it was just a one-sided battle from there. And it went for a takedown, and then that was it.
The lady that delivered the flying kick actually left. Yeah, she's left. So
Okay, she's gone.
she's gone.
Okay.
Okay, victory, flawless
A
victory.
proper victory there for the hooded male.
No, I think there was a hooded female.
Oh, hooded female. Okay, we've got
Well
to give
done.
credit to the hooded female.
Female empowerment.
Female
Saturday
empowerment
night.
really connected there with the flying kick. That's the highlight of the night for me.
Okay,
Yeah.
at the hole in the wall.
Definitely.
I think, guys, it's time to go to the
crowning glory
the
that
one,
is
the only
the world's
World's
end.
End.
World's End.
Oh yeah.
time to do serious boo boo.
Oh wow.
Heavy boo-boo.
Heavy boo boo, especially after that flying kick.
Do you want to be alone for that?
No, let's go for it. Let's boo
Okay.
boo.
Okay. We're getting a boo boo. Okay. Cool.
We have added in another pub.
Yeah.
Because we were coming back from the hole in the wall
Yeah.
after witnessing
Witnessing a fight, actually,
fight. So
which
we kind of decided we're going to call
was
this
kind of
one.
it's kind of the highlight of the evening.
Yeah, so
actually.
we're going to call this one the Crossed Hands,
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're actually in the Broadway.
Broadway Hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think we needed a bit of a kind of post-match.
Yeah.
Kind of highlights,
Commentary.
analysis,
Definitely.
commentary of the fight.
So this
because it did
isn't-
take us by surprise a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of wailing going on initially.
There was. We heard some commotion, and then we sort of gradually saw
These,
a fight take place.
these teenagers.
a girl actually.
The girl seemed to be. She had the upper hand.
She was the more skilled of the fighters. I think she adopted more of a sort of mixed
had-
martial arts.
Yeah, she had a fantastic stance.
She had a good stance. Yeah.
And she just came in with a flying front kick.
Yeah,
She
that was
came
an
in-
amazing front kick.
And she connected with the body as well,
Yeah,
and I think
right
that
to
took
the
the wind
solar
out of her.
plexus.
That took the wind out of her opponent, and I think from there it was kind of just a
He
one-sided.
went down like a sack of potatoes.
He did.
You know?
He did.
I
He was
mean,
against the
yeah,
ropes.
she couldn't have done better if she'd got a chair and like, slapped him with
Yeah,
a chair.
Definitely.
and I think she connected very much with the sort of abdomen
Yeah.
of
That's
the
what I said,
of the
solar
opponent,
plexus, yeah.
Definitely.
and that took the wind out of him.
And he
And, then
went
from
straight
then
to the floor.
he went straight to the floor, and then
She
from
put
then
in
it
a
was,
few kicks.
yeah, she finished him off right in front of her.
It was crazy. it was a
was-
mad thing
I
to
mean, there was
witness.
probably what 8 of them.
I think there were a few. There was a few in the crowd. The,
was
the
quite the
attendance,
commotion.
the attendance was good. I think at one point actually someone did join in the fight and
I mean,
sort of begin.
because the initial defender, she walked off to the station
Yeah, yeah.
and left it in the hands of her compadres.
Which was probably a
It
very
was a
bad
bit
move.
like a tag team match,
It
wasn't
was,
it?
yeah, very much.
You know, so
sort
she
of a
like-
Royal Rumble, sort
Yeah,
of.
Royal Rumble. So this
yeah.
poor guy ended up like against
was-
the wall.
Yeah, and he
one
was,
person had his leg up.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I mean, had the assailant's
Yeah.
leg in the
Definitely.
air.
And I think the main highlight for me was the flying kick.
Yeah,
And I think that's
it
what
really put things into perspective.
that really changed the fight from there,
Yeah.
because I thought the bloke sort of had a sort of upper hand at that
Yeah.
point, and then the flying kick connected.
Interestingly enough, the secondary, if you want to call it that, tag team assailants that had him by the ankle and then started to wail into him with punches,
Yeah.
actually stayed with him after the fight.
Right.
Yeah.
And they all walked past as
Okay.
a group.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it was sort of his entourage,
Yeah.
really. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I'm sure they went on to celebrate the victory.
Definitely.
Perhaps it was a bit like, an animal teaching a young pup,
Yeah, yeah.
not to be so,
Yeah.
forceful.
And I'll be interested to see his entourage, possibly if one of them goes on to fight in a future sort of brawl,
Yeah.
whether or not he adopts the same sort of skill set.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
certainly the
Like learned
the,
behaviour.
Yeah,
the
exactly. yeah.
mystery female flying kicker.
Yeah, that
Certainly,
was
she had skills.
the real star of the show. Yeah,
She
yeah.
she
It was
showed
an
skills.
amazing performance.
It was the connection. Just that will stay with me.
And so we decided that we needed to stop in.
We needed
here.
to stop. I think we needed to kind of reflect on what we'd seen.
Yeah, stop in here for another pint.
We
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
So this isn't actually in the movie.
Now this one's not in the movie, but we're going to add this in as a prequel.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
pass it.
yeah.
They pass it in the movie.
It's a bit like Star
Yeah.
Wars, really.
Yeah.
We're going now. Revenge of the Sith, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think you'll all agree that there was there's fights in the film as well. So the fact that we witnessed a fight was kind
Actually,
of
on
It
the
was,
Golden
it was
Yeah,
Line.
very realistic.
yeah, exactly. And we
Yeah.
couldn't
Yeah,
add
but
that
he
into
walked
the.
off in. He wasn't damaged.
I don't think he was damaged. He was smiling, but I think initially the impact of the kick actually really took the wind out
Yeah,
of him.
definitely.
And then from then on, I don't think he could fight.
He
I
couldn't
don't
really
think-
recover from that.
He didn't have the stamina to
I-
carry on the fight, so I think
you
he
know,
just
his
gave up.
mojo had been
Yeah.
deflated.
deflated.
Yeah, exactly. It just popped completely.
Do you have, as a lady, Tina? Do you
Yeah.
have anything to add to this conversation?
Well, I was initially quite surprised that nobody actually stepped in to do anything about it.
The referee could have done better. The
Yeah,
referee
I-
could have done better.
Honestly, I
Yeah.
would have stepped in, but I was having too much fun watching it.
Yeah, and I think it would have robbed us. It would have robbed us of that iconic moment.
I
There,
think,
there
I think
didn't seem to be
personally,
any weapons, thankfully.
yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think this was an actual attack. It was more of a rumble between known friends.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
Known friends. So,
There wasn't
yeah.
there wasn't any bad blood between them. I think it was just
You
kind
nearly
of
got another hole in the wall.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he certainly did.
Which again links back to the.
There was
the
a hole
Golden
in
Mile.
something anyway.
There was a hole in something. Overall, I think great fight. We weren't
Yeah, so-
expecting it. We weren't expecting it. I
Yeah,
think that's
so
the main
as
thing.
a one-off, how would you rate that out of 10?
That's a solid 8. It's a solid 8.
Okay, well, let's give it a cheers.
Let's
for
cheers
that
on
one.
that.
Okay,
Cheers.
Okay, well done, mystery lady, for,
I must say,
for being a strong female character.
Yeah, and I really look forward to seeing what this fighter has to come, you know, in future fights, whether or not she gets in future brawls.
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
it's good to know that she can basically put them down
Yeah.
without any fuss.
It was a proper victory as well. you know,
Yeah, that was
wasn't
no
any-
messing about. It
Yeah.
was, you diss me, you're going down.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a full up, jump in the air, legs going forward, boof.
Yeah.
And the guy just
Just
went
folded.
on his bottom.
He folded,
Yeah, really, yeah.
like an origami man.
He did not expect it.
He was a paper person.
He did not expect it, and I think that's the beauty of that hit as well.
Yeah.
That connection between the kick and the abdomen. I think he wasn't expecting it. We weren't expecting it, and overall, it was just a fantastic moment in fighting history.
Yeah, there we go. And we'll leave it there, I think, as we finish our surprise points.
Surprise point,
in
yeah.
the,
It's kind of like a bonus pub,
In
isn't
the
it?
green room.
I think we
this
did.
is at the crossed hands.
I think we did need to reflect on this fight because it was a big moment
It
in
was a
our.
significant moment.
It was a
in the night,
significant
yeah.
moment.
And the
Well
fact
said.
that
Yeah.
there are fights in the movie.
Yeah, I mean, of course, we had to reflect on it.
Yeah,
So we
doesn't
took,
mean we want to punch up every time we do the Golden Mile.
no, but it was nice to see. It was nice to see the technique.
And it was dealt with in a mature way.
Yeah, and I think
It wasn't a violent attack.
there was respect between the two fighters, and I think they'll shake hands at the end of it.
Yeah, they'll probably be on the phone texting each other tomorrow.
Yeah, and I think they'll admire each other's technique. It was a great victory for the female fighter, but going forward, I think we can't expect many more of these fantastic fights to happen in our Golden Miles. But I think the fact that we had to witness that, we had to come to this pub and we had to kind of debrief.
Debrief,
Give our thoughts and just sort of reflect on the fight because it was a moment in history.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, and with that, let's drink up.
That is pub number 8.
It's pub number 8.
Drink up.
This is kind of bonus pub.
This is a bonus pub.
Yeah.
We'll call the crossed hands a bonus pub, and
Yeah.
we'll head on now, as we said before,
Yep, that's it.
to the world's end.
And thank you everyone for listening.
Thank you.
To the end of the road. Oh my god.
There was in the movie. There's a bus stop. There's the bus stop.
Punch a ring out somebody's stomach. It's amazing.
Look, there's the world's end. Yay!
Yay! We're the world's end.
Yay!
Come on, everyone, we made it.
Oh my god, I can't see the words. It's all a blur.
We have arrived at the world's end.
Yes, we have.
And it's closed.
Unfortunately, we spent too long at the last bonus pub.
Okay,
Yeah.
but we have some staff members outside.
We do.
This isn't the world's end.
Well, it is the world's end. It's the
In the
Wolverine-
movie,
in the
the world's
movie,
end,
the
it
world's
is.
end.
It
It's
is.
the world's end.
World's end was in, isn't it in?
No, this is the one.
This is Letchworth.
This is Letchworth.
Yeah, oh right. Okay.
From the
Is this in
movie.
the- is this in the movie then?
Yeah.
Or is it
Yeah.
in
The world's end.
The
with
movie
Simon
called
Pegg.
The World's End, yeah.
And this is the world's end.
This is the end of the Golden Mile.
And we've been doing the Golden Mile
Oh, it's amazing.
as a tribute to Gary King.
Yeah? Yeah.
Because obviously it's the coronation of the king.
Jack's got the glasses. Hi, Jack.
Hi,
Jack's
Jack.
over there. Hey, Jackie.
Yeah.
You got the glasses.
So anyway,
Boom. I'll put the glasses on.
we can't do the world's end.
Well, we have extra pints just in case such a scenario occurred.
We're
And it
ge-
has.
We are going to have to therefore. This has worked out like the first part of the movie.
Yeah.
Where they don't complete the world's end.
Right.
They don't complete the Golden Mile.
Okay.
Because of
Of
whatever reasons.
circumstances.
So we haven't been able to complete the Golden Mile.
Oh, don't say that. Don't say
But
that. We have to.
But there is one saving grace.
yeah.
After the world's end,
Yeah.
after the apocalypse.
Yeah,
have
the
you- Have you
apocalypse.
guys seen the movie?
The world ends.
The world ends at the
Yeah.
world end,
Definitely.
End.
Which is here.
which is
Which
here.
is here.
There is another pub. Does anybody? I'm asking the staff here.
This
does-
is a quiz.
This is a quiz. Does anybody remember the pub that comes after the world's end in the movie The World's End?
During the post-apocalyptic scene at the end, which he's in. He's in that. He's in that.
Yeah, which do I mean? There is a pub
What, after the world's
after
end?
the world's
Yeah.
end.
Yeah, there is.
Oh, because the aliens come down from the roof.
Simon
They
Pegg.
do,
That's
they
right.
do. Well done.
Well done. You get a bonus point.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your name, sir?
Mick.
Mick. Mick
Well
gets
done,
a
Mick.
bonus point.
You're our
okay.
Favorite person.
Yeah. So
So far.
So at the world's end,
Yep.
after the apocalypse, and we're in the wasteland.
Mhm.
Simon Pegg's character Gary King
Yep.
goes to another
Who,
pub.
who looks somewhat like me at the moment.
Goes to another pub
Yep.
in the wasteland
Mm-hmm.
and orders 4 waters.
Yeah, 4 pints of water.
4 pints of
Tap
water.
water.
Do you remember what pub that is?
No, not at all.
Oh.
All right. Well, we're going to have to move on
Anyone, Jackie boy, do you remember?
to... It's the Rising Sun.
The Rising Sun. Okay, we've got to find a pub.
We're going to have to go to the Rising Sun. And I think the nearest pub to us here is
Where?
the Two Chimneys.
Two Chimneys.
So I think we're going to have to substitute the Two Chimneys for the Rising Sun.
Is it going to be? Is it the end there?
Yeah, we're going to the Rising Sun.
Okay. Do we need to drink? We've got extra pints. We
Yep.
have to drink something here.
We are going to the Rising Sun.
Okay. All right.
Stays open is the platform, which is in Letchworth.
We already went there. That was the two-headed dog in the movie.
The platform is the two-headed dog in the movie.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. That's pub number something.
I'm aware of the film. But I've
Yeah.
never watched it.
Good movie. Definitely watch it. Definitely watch it.
What did you do for the Broadway, the cinema night? Because
That's the Mermaid.
Yeah, that's the Mermaid.
She featured in that sequence.
I was actually in that sequence.
You were
with
dressed as a
Lucille.
schoolgirl, weren't
I
you?
was dressed as a schoolgirl,
Yep.
and we actually filmed it at the Chiltern Open Air Museum, which is towards Pinewood.
Right.
Okay, guys.
Okay.
We need to find the Rising Sun.
Rising Sun. To the Rising
Thank
Sun.
you, gentlemen.
You're amazing. Listen to the Now We Know Show podcast. Comes out on Thursday on YouTube and Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Woo! We've started recording. We can
Okay.
hear the music.
Okay.
The vibe is good.
Okay, so we went to the World's End, and it was closed.
Honestly, who would close a pub at 9 o'clock at night
You know.
On a Saturday.
on a Saturday?
So-
of all the days.
So, controversially,
Yeah.
that means we haven't finished the Golden Mile,
Oh.
which is
Why would you say that?
which is
Ah.
which is exactly what happened.
Preposterous.
Which is exactly what happened at the beginning of the movie,
Yeah.
and that, guys, means that we're going to have to come back
Yeah.
and finish the Golden Mile properly
Next year.
next year.
Oh, we're doing it.
This
We're doing
sa-
it.
9 o'clock.
Yeah. Before 9 o'clock.
The saving grace is that in the movie The World's End, there is another pub after The World's End.
That is true. Very true.
Can anybody remember that pub?
This is a pub quiz, by the way.
So what happens is the aliens F off back to Legoland,
Yeah.
and it is like post-apocalyptic Earth.
Yep. There's a big, massive EMP that consumes the Earth, and all the technology
Is destroyed.
is turned back to the Dark Ages.
There is no cornettos,
No cornettos at all.
but there is a pub that
Yeah.
Gary King and his
Entourage.
four blank entourage
Yeah.
end up at.
Yeah. So that's. Can we remember the names?
I can, because
yeah.
that's the scene that I filmed.
Oh, right. Okay.
Anybody want to take it? Oh, Jack's looking really unhappy.
Okay. So you got Gary, who's Simon Pegg.
Yep.
You got young Steve,
Young Steve,
young Andy,
young Andy,
young Peter,
young Peter, and young
Oliver.
Oliver.
There you go.
So he's
That's
got
the Five Musketeers.
so he's got an entourage of four blanks, and they
Yeah.
end up at a pub called anybody?
The
The Rising Sun.
Rising Sun. Oh, wow.
And he goes in there and he asks for four. Is it five?
5 waters.
Sorry, 5 waters, please.
Yeah.
Which is interesting because within the movie, it's Andy who says there's nothing more kind of manly than turfing up at a pub
Yeah.
with a load of rugby players covered in war paint
Yeah.
and to order a glass of water.
Yeah.
And so that's exactly what happens at the end of the movie.
Precisely.
So we have had to go down the road from
The World's End.
the World End, which is the Wilbury,
Yeah.
and go to the Two Chimneys, which
gone
is
to
the
Two
nearest
Chimneys.
pub. And we were served by
Lacey.
Lacey.
Hi, Lacey.
Lovely
You're
Lacey,
amazing.
who is going to appear on the Now We Know Show podcast.
Yep.
And so this pub has now become the Rising Sun.
Yes. Very
And
much
the
so.
Rising Sun is the section of the film that I filmed
It is.
twice.
Twice. Wow. Okay.
Twice. So when I filmed on that, I was a special action
Artiste.
artiste. So working with the stunt crew, and the guy in charge of the stunt fighting was Damien Waters
Yep.
at the time. And the sequence that we filmed actually got kind of like cut short in the movie.
Why was that?
I think it's just the duration. I mean, I remember going to the cinema to watch it, and we got all the way through to the point where the apocalypse happened, and it's like, oh my, the sequence we filmed wasn't in it. And then it appeared, so Gary King, Simon Pegg's character, goes
Yeah.
into the rising sun and orders 5 waters, please.
Yeah.
And at that point, there's kind of like almost a fight sequence occurs,
Yeah.
but it doesn't.
It's kind of like a cliffhanger almost.
It's a cliffhanger. And we'd kind of worked on a bit of a fight sequence, but that's kind of where it finished. And then we got called back to re-record it because they wanted Simon Pegg to change the words that he said.
Right.
And it's all a bit flash in the way that works. It's very fast. But if you slow it down, there I am. I'm
Yep.
at the bar next to Damien Waters now.
What did you look like?
All the characters in that scene, like the twin,
Love and Hate.
Love and Hate.
We mentioned that earlier in the podcast.
The rest of us were all done in red and white war paint
Yeah.
to kind of look like sort of neo-Nazi kind of English skinheads.
Right.
I had a revolver and a tanto dagger at the time.
Yeah, you're very much against the blanks at that
And
point
yeah,
in the
so
movie.
it was like the barman says, no blanks are allowed in here.
Yeah.
And so we did the sequence, and Gary King has a broadsword, which he's carrying. It's actually a long sword he's carrying on his back.
Yeah.
Because we filmed this actually at Luton Hoo.
All right.
And he tried drawing the sword out, but
Yeah.
the barn that we were in, that was being the actual pub, the beams in it were so low that when he drew the sword was hitting the beams.
Oh.
So what they did was they cut the sword off.
Oh.
So it was only half a sword,
Right.
and then they painted the tip of it green,
Yeah.
so that when they filmed it, they could then CGI the rest of the sword on it.
That's cool. Oh well.
But it didn't
okay.
really get seen in the movie.
It's a very flashing sequence, isn't it?
Go to the toilet.
But
Okay.
Jack's off.
Okay, we're losing Jack. We have to continue this podcast until Jack gets back.
So, fact about that is, Damien Waters was the stunt guy on it,
Yeah.
whom, funnily enough, also worked on Kingsman.
Yeah.
In Kingsman, he's the character who gets sliced in half.
It's like a special agent or something.
He's a special
isn't it?
agent, and the lady with the metal legs slices him from the head downwards in half.
Yeah. What a brutal scene.
Yeah, it was a brutal scene. And funny, I worked on the second one, the Golden Circle.
You did?
I did.
But who do we know that worked on the first one of the Kingsman movies?
I don't know who.
Let me refer you to Tina.
Aha, yes, I did indeed.
Yes.
I filmed in Savile Row in London,
Savile Row, what was that like?
just off Oxford Street, or just round the corner from Oxford Street. Posh. It's the scene where the tailor is. So
Oh, right, so that's like the secret base where
Eggsy goes.
Yeah, where Eggsy
Eggsy.
goes to
Suit.
get kind of his like
Suited
up.
suit up
Yes.
sequence.
All right.
And I filmed on a Sunday, and I remember that I had to. There was one train, or I'd have to wait for ages to get another train.
Yep.
So when we wrapped, I was proper suited up,
Yeah.
tights, the works.
Oh, brilliant.
So I swapped to trainers,
Yep.
and I absolutely hacked it. And I made King's Cross Station to my train in less than 10 minutes.
Wow, is that some kind of record?
Well, I don't know, but it was for me. And I got my train home.
Wow.
Otherwise, I would have had to have waited, because it was a Sunday, I would have had to
Yeah.
have waited quite some
I
time.
can imagine.
Yeah, so that coming back to me,
Yeah.
in the sequence where we end the film, which is basically where we are now, we filmed it at Luton Hoo, as I said, but we are sort of using the Two Chimneys as a pseudo rising sun,
Which is just down the road from the World's End.
which is just
Which
down.
closes at 9 o'clock.
Not on Saturday. That's stupid.
Honestly, that's
we are
preposterous.
going to have to do this again. We're going to need some guests. Okay, we're going to do a guest Golden Mile
We've
next
had
year.
lots of guests on the Now We Know show. We've got like Jack Harris,
Jack Harris,
Toby Jules,
Toby Jules,
other guests.
Chaz Albrighton,
Chaz Albrighton,
Sarah Downing.
Sarah Downing,
Mickey Baldwin.
Mickey Baldwin,
talking about ghosts.
Brian Croucher,
Brian Croucher.
Yeah.
And the list goes
Glenn.
on. Glenn
yeah,
Sharp.
Glenn Sharp, yes.
Mr.
that was the name I
Bigfoot.
was
Mr.
looking
Bigfoot.
for. Hey.
If any of you guys feel up to doing the Golden Mile next year, there you go.
June.
Oh yeah, June Holland. I don't think June
Yes.
Holland will be up for it.
Well,
bless her. She's
well,
in her,
maybe. We'll see.
She'll
We'll
be
see.
nearly 90 next year. Bless her. Anyway, to finish off this scene, one of the fun things was that although I don't think you can really see it in the movie. Damien Walters, who was the stunt coordinator,
Yeah.
he had 2 wooden mallets at the bar, and I'm standing.
recall this.
I'm
You've said this before.
I'm standing right next to him, and we had a break in the filming, and Simon Pegg's having a chat with Damien, and I'm standing there having a chat, and I said, "Excuse me, do you mind if I ask?"
Yeah.
The fact was that Damien Walters is holding these 2 mallets, which are British Army pegging mallets for putting up tents.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I've got 2 British Army tents that have got exactly the same as.
Right.
And I said, "Do you mind me asking? Is this like an in joke? Because these are pegging mallets, and you're Simon Pegg."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Are they?" I said,
Yeah,
"Yeah." I
they
said,
are.
I said, "Yeah, these are pegging mallets. It's a brilliant joke,
It's a brilliant joke.
brilliant in joke. You know, the fact that he's got mallets to hit Simon Pegg with."
Yeah.
And it completely they didn't know. So it's like, there you go. I explained to them, they thought that was really fun.
Yeah.
And so it ended the World's End.
The World's End ended the world.
And we were at the Rising Sun, and there's no cornetos. And this is where we are with our final pint.
Honestly.
Sad we didn't get to go to the World's End.
It's
Yeah, I-
well, technically we did go to the World's End and we did meet. Was it his name Mick? Mick? We met Mick. Briefly.
We didn't go to the World's End.
Okay.
We should have gone.
Yeah. Tina is signing something.
I was just say, don't forget
Don't
your
forget.
special word.
I've got a
Oh,
special
word!
one.
Oh, you
Oh,
should have
robot.
just said that.
The word of the week.
The word of the week.
Word of the
Yeah,
week,
let's,
Peter.
let's finish off this
Okay.
podcast.
So
We're on
I
our
did
final
word of the week,
part.
didn't I?
Yeah. You
Yeah,
did
we're on
word
our
of the
Yes.
week.
final
Yeah.
pint. It's
Yeah.
the word of the week.
Okay, so the word of the week was robot. And now this was actually a reference to the movie, The World's End. Because at one point, someone from Inside Number 9, I can't remember what their name is,
Yeah.
but they're in the movie.
Funny enough, I've worked on Inside Number 9.
There we go. So the word of the week was robot.
Yeah.
Which actually, do you want to kind of give your guesses?
Well, isn't that a Russian word?
No. It's not a Russian word. It's a Czech word.
Czech word
Yeah.
for slave.
No. It's for Robotnik.
Robotnik, which basically means slave, doesn't it?
Kind of. Yeah. It does. Kind of means
But a
slave.
robot is something that you just program to do a job.
Yeah.
Can't think for itself.
But they're not slaves. The blanks aren't slaves.
Okay.
So yes, so the word robot comes from the Czech word robotnik, which means slave.
There you go.
But they're not slaves. The
The
blanks aren't
aren't
slaves.
slaves.
No.
Sorry, that was word of the week.
That was
Yeah.
the other week.
That's
So-
it. That's it.
And
everyone.
the scene is they're trying to find a name to give these things.
Yeah.
And so they say, well, that blank over there and that's a blank over
That's
there.
a blank. That's a blank.
So they end up
There's 2 people are blanks.
by just coincidence calling them blanks.
What are the other words for the blanks in the movie?
Oh, Jack is really sad we didn't make it to the World's End. You're going to have to wait a year now.
I know, a whole year.
An entire year until we can get to the
Well,
World's End.
enjoy your pint in the rising sun.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Kind of like a almost sour note.
Yeah, it's sad, but you know.
We went there. We
went
just didn't
there.
have a pint there.
As you would have heard already, some of the staff were outside and we did speak to the staff.
That is true. It's
Well,
very
we
true.
will get there. And
We
so
met
there we are. And that is where we end
the podcast.
our
The
1
Golden
year podcast, the Golden Mile, the celebration for the King's coronation
Yeah.
and the Golden Mile of Gary King.
Okay, so retrospectively, what are some of the highlights of today's podcast?
The UFC fight.
The UFC fight and the
Enjoyed
hole in the wall, very nice.
Martin.
Yeah, meeting Martin.
Martin was amazing.
Meeting Martin
yeah.
in the King's Head.
We got a photo with the blank as well.
yeah, the
Yeah.
photo of the blank.
Yeah, that was outside the Beehive, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was outside the Beehive.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's been a few good highlights.
been a
The
good-
tavern was great. I think the tavern was really cool.
I must
I like the
say,
music.
Seeing the fact they
Yeah.
still have the bench that
we
I
upholstered.
reupholstered
Yeah, that appears in the movie.
We've got a photo with that as well.
Yep.
I really enjoyed when we ran down the centre aisle of like
God, yeah.
Letchworth, or should I say Newton Haven, towards the hole in the wall.
Yeah.
That really kind of encapsulated the entire
Movie.
evening for me.
Brilliant. So well done, and thank you. And thank you, listeners, for listening to this latest podcast, the 1 year anniversary
Of the Now We Know show.
Hope you've learnt a few facts about a film on the way.
I forgot my facts with every pub.
And I'm going to finish off by saying, God save the King.
God save the King.
Save the
God save
Queen.
Gary
King.
King.
Queen. Get it right, Jack.
Honestly, Jack, it's the end of the
Sorry.
podcast. It's however many What? Wait, this is like nine drinks in.
Okay, we got to do this again next year, yeah?
Definitely.
Okay. Well, that's a slightly inebriated goodbye from Buzz.
That's a significantly inebriated goodbye from Zach.
That's a goodbye from Jack.
And it's a goodbye from Tina.
Fair enough.
Catch you in the next one.
We'll catch you in the next podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions of topics or activities you'd like to see in the next episode or
about-
future episodes.
Yay!
Yay! Okay, that's the end. Bye. You can find the Now We Know Show podcast on YouTube, Spotify, Amazon Music, and Apple Podcasts. Check out the Zak Wylde Productions social media pages on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, or visit the Zak Wylde Productions website at www.zakwyldeproductions.com. Please get in contact, we'd love to find out how you're listening to us. So get in touch in the comments and don't forget to check out Zak Wylde Productions on Patreon to become an official ZWP patron today.